One reason Red Dead Redemption 2 still feels alive years later is because of the absurd amount of detail hidden in places most players never think to look. So today, here's another collection of completely unnecessary, but honestly fascinating details you probably never noticed. The more time I spent experimenting in this game, the more it feels like Rockstar added details simply because they could, not because anyone would ever notice them. Steam mechanism in Rhodes. Let's start with something most players have probably never interacted with. In Rhodes, there's a working steam mechanism. At first glance, it just looks like environmental decoration, but if you pay attention, the animation is surprisingly detailed. Pressure builds inside the chamber. And if you stand too close, then shoot it, a burst of steam explodes outward and knocks you down. It's such a small interaction, but fully animated. Arthur versus John, sketching differences. Most players know Arthur's sketches much better than John, but there's an even deeper detail. Rockstar actually created completely unique journal sketches for Arthur in areas he normally cannot access. If you remove the restrictions preventing Arthur from entering New Austin, he can sketch locations there too, and his drawings are more detailed, better shaded, more professional looking than John's versions, which means Rockstar created artwork that most players would never naturally see. Dead-eye differences between Arthur and John. There's also a subtle difference in how both characters aim. Arthur keeps both eyes open while aiming, feels calm and controlled. John closes one eye completely, looks much more tense. The same difference continues into Deadeye. Arthur's Deadeye uses softer, faded colors, has a ticking clock sound in the background. John's uses stronger reddish tones, includes a heartbeat sound instead. A lot of players interpret this as Arthur remaining composed despite his condition, while John constantly fights under pressure for his family's future. Smoking while aiming. Here's another strange mechanic. With the right timing, you can actually aim a weapon while smoking a cigar at the same time. It's awkward to pull off consistently, but the animation works surprisingly well once you get it right. US Army wagon brakes. Most wagons in the game slow down naturally when braking, but there's one wagon that works differently: the blue US Army wagon. Unlike regular wagons, it has visible mechanical brake components attached to the rear wheels. And when braking, the wheels visibly lock up. It's an incredibly unnecessary level of detail. Mission script detail. In the mission Old Habits, John is supposed to beat a man with his fists. But on PC, If you press the melee weapon button, John can briefly pull out a knife instead. You can attack repeatedly, but the mission completely ignores the damage. Because the script only progresses after fist combat, it creates a weird disconnect between gameplay and scripting. These are the kinds of details that most people will never notice unless they spend way too much time experimenting in this game. And honestly, I've still got a lot more of this useless information saved up. So expect another one of these videos very soon.
She's real pretty.
Get out of here.
Oh,